everybody, it's Lynette Carrington from Scottsdale.com. Guess where I am this evening? Some of you may know that I am spending the night at the Hermosa Inn in Paradise Valley. And when I decided to stay here, I requested that they please give me one of the more spirited rooms at the hotel. Some people would say haunted. I think that kind of has a negative connotation myself. I just say spirited because it's a little more interesting perhaps. So I thought it would be fun just to do a Facebook Live to tell you a little bit about this exceptional property. And I brought along a little bit of help this evening. My videographer, Joe Becker, is here, and he has helped me with a little bit of lighting and a little bit of camera work. So hopefully this feed is coming through. And if you do have any questions, just type them up on the screen and Joe will holler at me and let me know what you're asking. So if you have anything in particular you'd like to ask, that would be great, because I always love to hear what anybody has to say. However, one of the things that is really interesting was that, who's that? Oh, it could be someone in the next room. No, it's not. What is that? I swear we're not doing this. This is so weird. Anyway, I'm just going to tell you what happened earlier. This room is fantastic. It is two separate rooms that make up the hotel room. There's a bedroom, and then there's a front room that has an additional television and beautiful leather couches and chairs. And I checked in probably about 4:20 or something like that. And I came into my room and I dropped my luggage and I left my shoes and what else? I pulled a few things out of my bag, and I was trying to find some place where I could charge my phone. And the best place I found was in the other room, which is just behind me at the desk. I went in there, I plugged in my phone, I plugged it into the wall, and I turned around. And right as I turned around, I am not kidding you, I heard about 5 or 6 footsteps in this room right here, sort of in the doorway. And it wasn't the floor creaking, it was actually footsteps. They didn't sound like very heavy footsteps, but footsteps. It wasn't just the floor creaking, it was definitely footsteps. And I wasn't scared, but I was really startled because I was the only one here. There was no one else in the room. The doors were locked, the TV was not on, the radio was not on, so there was nothing else that could have been, and it didn't make any sense to me. What I heard was anything but footsteps, because that's exactly what it sounded like. And so that was about 4:30 today, and nothing since then. I mean, I hear, an occasional noise here and there, but those are things I think you could probably just explain away as things in the building. Now, there are not a whole lot of rooms here at this resort. This is more of a boutique resort. It's very exclusive, it's gorgeous, and it sits on 6 acres in Paradise Valley. What I thought would be really fun would be to tell you a little bit more about this property and about its history, because they just celebrated their 80th year. All right, here we go. Initially, this piece of land, the 6 acres, which is nestled really close to, is it Camelback Mountain? Yes, okay. Camelback Mountain? I'll get to that. All right, anyway. It was originally called Casa Hermosa, which means basically a happy house. And I think that's really neat. And after several years, it was renamed the Hermosa Inn. The original owner was Lana Mukherjee, who he used to own the land, and his home was here, and he was a prolific cowboy artist. And you may know some of his work from Stetson hat advertisements, and for some murals that were done down at the state capitol many, many decades ago. He originally came to Arizona in 1896 at the age of 13 after the death of his father in Philadelphia. So I thought that was interesting. Let's see here. The Hermosa Inn sits on 6 acres of beautifully landscaped land in the town of Paradise Valley proper, not to be confused with people who call North Phoenix Paradise Valley. It's Paradise Valley proper. And anybody who lives here knows what I'm talking about. Okay. Next, the inn recently underwent a $2 million accommodations remodel. The rooms are absolutely beautiful, and I think one of my favorite things about these rooms is that they've been updated, but they still have that really beautiful woodwork and that rustic feel, and they're just gorgeous without being too updated. Like, it doesn't seem out of place. It all very much seems like it's back in the era of what you would expect for a ranch home. Okay, there's also a restaurant here, and we just, my husband and I ate there this evening. Lana's at the Hermosa. It's one of the best restaurants in the valley. If you get a chance to come out here, maybe you're not going to stay at the hotel, but definitely don't miss Lana's at the Hermosa. It is just outstanding, and their new fall menu debuts tomorrow, and you can read more about that at scottsdale.com in the coming days, and I'll talk to you about the menu and some of their new dishes and what you can expect out here, because what you can expect at Lana's at the Hermosa is not what you would find anywhere else. So again, if you stay tuned to scottsdale.com, you'll see that very shortly. Let's see. Lana's at the Hermosa boasts a Wine Spectator award-winning wine collection. And what's really cool is that there's an underground wine cellar, and that underground wine cellar has a very interesting story, which I really like. Apparently, Lana Mukherjee, the previous owner, the original owner of this property, he was known to be a bit of a interesting guy who maybe used to have some gambling parties, perhaps. I'm not exactly sure. Rumor has it that there were some underground tunnels. Well, actually, no, that's actually true. He had some underground tunnels that on those incidents where the sheriff might show up, his guests could flee out into the desert. Way to go, Lon. He was my kind of guy. Now it's just the wine cellar, so you can check that out if you are out here on the property at some point. All right, let's see here. Back in 1913, looks like Lana Mukherjee, the former and original owner of this property, he was commissioned by Governor George Hunt, Arizona Governor George Hunt, and he created a series of 15 murals for the Arizona State Capitol building, for which he received, hey Joe Becker, do you want to guess how much money he received? Back in 1913 to paint 15 murals at the Arizona State Capitol?
About $15,000.
$4,000. Which I'm sure back then, that was a king's ransom. That was a lot of money. And like I said, Lana Mukherjee, the original owner of the Hermosa Inn, was a very prolific Southwestern artist. And I love artists because I don't have that kind of talent. And I really like the way that he portrayed Native American people and people of the Southwest. It was very, very true to what was going on for the time. It was really interesting. He also created a lot of art for magazines and some artwork for Stetson hats, which I think we covered. And I think that was really interesting. Some of his art is actually here at Lana's at the Hermosa. You can see it there in the bar. It's called The Last Drop, which is also happens to be the name of a very famous painting that wound up being inside the Stetson hats. Hey, could you bring me that Stetson hat? I'm going to show you the painting that Lana Mukherjee did that goes inside the Stetson hats, because that's pretty cool. I've been pretty lucky that I actually had something happen while I was staying here at the hotel room. It's just been that one thing. Of course, the night's still young. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Joe Becker. Oh, and I wanted to give a shout out to Mercedes Peterson. She's my friend who works out of Texas, and she had me on her show recently called Walks of Life. That was so much fun. We had such a great day. All right, let's see here. Okay. This painting here on the right, this is one that Lana Mukherjee did. Lana Mukherjee was the original owner. Can you see that okay? Okay. He was
here. There you go.
okay. He was the original owner of the Hermosa Inn, and this was just one of his many, many southwestern paintings, and it's called The Last Drop, and it's a really famous painting that wound up in the inside of Stetson hats. Isn't that cool? And that's how you know a real Stetson is by that mural or painting that would normally appear inside this hat. You know what this hat is made of? This hat is made of beaver. I like this hat. I'm going to wear it. Okay. So anyway, he's done some pretty cool things. What's really, really interesting, I think, is that Lana Mukherjee did so many paintings, but he himself, this is him over here in the corner, he very much reminds me of John Wayne. Like, even the way that he looks, the way he dressed, is very, very quintessential cowboy. I love that. But he very much reminds me of John Wayne. What are some other things I could tell you about the property? Let's see. Oh, Lana's at the Hermosa. This is the restaurant that I absolutely adore. We had a fantastic meal there tonight. I had short rib. Oh, so good. I'm stuffed. The executive chef is Jeremy Pacheco. And he has a new fall menu that will be debuting tomorrow. And trust me, you need to get out here and you need to try their craft cocktails. And you need to try, oh, they have a Tristan lobster, which is from some very far remote area of somewhere that sounds incredible. I didn't have lobster tonight because I wasn't in the mood for lobster. But, oh, and the ahi tuna. If you get a chance to try the ahi tuna, that is an appetizer and it's incredible. Ask about their subterranean wine cellars when you're here. Let's see, what else? Oh, the other thing that's kind of cool, there's an organic garden here. Right now they are in the middle of redesigning some of the patio and some of that space out on the far side of Lana's at the Hermosa in the restaurant. But they do have an organic garden, and they grow arugula, basil, fennel, onions, peppermint, spinach, heirloom tomatoes, squash, and melon. And on the property, they also have lemon trees, orange trees, grapefruit trees. And all of those items are used in the various things that Chef Jeremy Pacheco makes at Lana's at the Hermosa. Trust me, you won't be disappointed. Their food is just incredible. If you have an anniversary, you're having a birthday, you're having a special occasion, you know, really any occasion would be a good occasion to come out to Lana's. And it's so nice and quiet out here. The patio is absolutely gorgeous. You just love it. Good stuff. Let's see. Should we talk about the rooms? Let's see, what else can we talk about? I would love to tell you more about the self-guided ghost tours, but really I don't want to wreck it for you. I would rather have you come and stay here and do it yourself, because the 6 acres where the Hermosa Inn is located is so beautiful and it's so peaceful, and you learn so much just by walking through the terrain here, because it's a little more deserty. It's not like a typical resort. It's different than that. And you really discover so much. It's really exciting. Now, if you do stay here, let me read this special to you. Do we have any questions?
We have some comments.
Oh, we do.
Michelle Ackerman Glicksman loves Lana's.
Yay! Hi, Michelle. Yes, I love Lana's. I've been coming here for years. Actually, you know what? When I graduated from high school, I had my graduation dinner at Lana's. That was like 150 years ago, but man, it was good. Okay.
Alice Flynn says, is it supposed to be haunted?
I'm going to tell you yes, because I did experience something earlier tonight. I'm just going to retell that story because I know I've been yammering on for a little while here, but I checked in about 4:20 today. I came in and I dropped my luggage and I unpacked a few things and I put some things down, grabbed my phone charger. I went out into the other room, which is kind of like the family room, and there's a couch and tables and such. I plugged in my phone, I plugged the thing into the wall, and I turned around, and right as I turned around, I heard 5 to 6 footsteps on the wooden floor. All these floors here are wooden. And I heard 5 or 6 distinct footsteps. They weren't real heavy, but they were distinctive and I could tell it was footsteps. There's nobody else in this room but me. It was just me. And I wasn't scared. I was definitely startled. And I turned around and I came over here and I looked, and of course there's nothing here.
And Alice Flynn also says, glad you're not alone.
Well, I'm not right now. I will be shortly after Joe Becker goes home. It's okay. I'm not scared. None of this scares me. I think it's really fascinating. It's somehow like history just sort of replaying itself, maybe. Maybe that's what it is. I think it's fun. Nothing bad has ever happened here. All of the encounters that have been reported from guests have been positive and nothing bad. And I think when you come out here and you see how gorgeous this property is, you'll see that. It's absolutely gorgeous. Do you like my Stetson? Here, I'm going to show them that painting here of my hat. Lana Mukherjee, that was the original owner of the Hermosa Inn, he is known for painting the inside illustration inside the Stetson hat. That's why I'm wearing a hat, because I thought it was kind of cool. It's my dad's hat, by the way. Okay. I don't want to get into the specifics of what you might encounter when you come out here, but let's see. Let me mention what they had said in their press release here. From now through October 31st, 2016, you will receive a list of ghost stories that have occurred throughout the grounds here at the Hermosa Inn, and it will allow you to take a self-guided ghost tour. This is not a huge property. It's approximately 6 acres. There are several, what I would say, hot spots around the property where things are rumored to have occurred, and trust me, they're really interesting things, and I think it would be so cool if you could come out and discover it for yourself. These are not things to be frightened of. They're just very interesting and fun, I would say. Very cool. Let's see, what else do I have here? I actually have a list of all the different things that have happened here. I'm not going to tell you all of them, though. One of the things that's interesting, though, is the thing that I encountered here in my room tonight is not actually one that was reported by anybody else. So I'm special tonight, I suppose. I think that was nice, and whatever that was, thank you for not freaking me out. I appreciate that. Anyway, let's see, what else can I tell you about the Hermosa Inn? This is their 80th anniversary this year. They have a new menu at Lana's at the Hermosa, debuting starting tomorrow. You don't want to miss the fall menu. There is so much to love, and I would say don't come alone. Bring a friend, not because you think it's haunted. No, you're going to get stuffed. Their entrees are huge. Their food is amazing, and you're definitely going to want to try the cowboy candy bar dessert. That is to die for. Oh, I just made a dad joke. Okay, not funny. Let's see, what else here? If you want more information about the Hermosa Inn, you can go to hermosainn.com. That's spelled HERMOSAINN.com. Or you can call to get the rates at 602-955-8614. If you go online to hermosainn.com, there's also a really great list of upcoming events. They have stuff going on out here all the time. They have really great culinary events. They have wine dinners. They have wonderful specials on their rooms if you ever want to come out here and stay. And the rooms are so big. These rooms are huge. You could probably, I don't want to encourage you to bring 5 or 10 friends, but I'm just saying they're pretty big. And I love how big the bathroom is. Did you see that shower? You could throw a party in that thing. That thing is huge. That's great. Let's see, what else? I think I covered all my trivia. If you want to learn more about Lana Mukherjee, the original owner of the Hermosa Inn, he was a fascinating figure, and there's lots and lots of information at the Hermosa Inn website, which is hermosainn.com. And I would encourage you to take advantage of any special offers that they have either at the restaurant or at the hotel, because you don't want to miss this property. This is one of the iconic properties. This is not a Holiday Inn. I'm not slamming Holiday Inn because they definitely have their place and it's fantastic. This is an iconic property that is a boutique hotel that has so much to offer people, and it's definitely a one-of-a-kind experience here. You get something here that you won't get anywhere else. This is part of our history. This is really, really exciting. And it is in the town proper of Paradise Valley. So just right outside, literally right next door to Scottsdale. And let's see. Let me see if I can show you anything else. Hey, Joe Becker, do you want to check and see if there are any other questions or anything? If anybody has any questions, just feel free to ask me. I'll be here for a few more minutes. Technically, I'm staying the night. That should be interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. I'm hoping I will. We'll see what happens. I don't know if you can see this, but this top picture here, this is another painting that the owner of Hermosa Inn, Lana Mukherjee, had done many years ago. And this photo here at the bottom, this is him. This is Cowboy Lon all crashed out on his bed. I think that's a neat photo. That's a lot of fun. He seemed like a little bit of a hellraiser, but in a good way. Like he seemed like, you know, a little bit of a troublemaker, but a nice guy. This is a really beautiful property, and I would encourage you to come out and stay. And I would encourage you to come out and dine at Lanza at the Hermosa at any given time. What was really cool tonight, when my husband and I were dining at Lanza at Hermosa, we were out on the patio. Of course, the weather is gorgeous. You can't beat it. And there were packs of coyotes that we could hear in the distance, because this is not an overly developed area. And it was interesting. They were so loud it sounded like a whole horde of ambulances or something. It's just amazing how loud they are. But I thought that was really neat to hear that on the patio, because that's such a uniquely Southwestern experience, you know, when you hear coyotes off in the distance. So I thought that was a lot of fun. Anyway, I think that's probably about it for tonight. I'm going to do a more in-depth tour tomorrow with a tour guide, and I'm going to take a look at the new area that they're going to be opening, hopefully in November. They are expanding the patio at Lanza Hermosa. That's the restaurant. It should be very nice. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to come back because their food is so amazing. So again, if you have any questions about the hotel itself, go to hermosainn.com. And if you go to scottsdale.com in the next probably 2 to 3 days, you will also be able to see I'm going to do a review of my entire experience here, including the weird footsteps that I heard earlier tonight, which was kind of bizarre. Again, not scary, just kind of startling and weird. I don't know how that happens, but it happened. And if anything else happens tonight, I will probably get up and let you know about it, or I'll do a recap in the morning, but pardon the expression, I sleep like the dead, so I'm probably not going to get up. So whatever happens is going to happen without my knowledge. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, many thanks to my videographer, Joe Becker, who has helped me out this evening. He's been wonderful, and he helped me with some extra lighting. If you could see our lighting setup here, you would crack up. It's so funny. Anyway, and thank you so much for joining me. Again, I'm Lynette Carrington from Scottsdale.com, and check Scottsdale.com within the next couple of days, where I will have a recap on my stay here at the Hermosa Inn at Paradise Valley. And thank you for all your support. I hope you all have a lovely evening, and be sure to come back and visit Hermosa Inn as soon as you can.